Hey guys, welcome to the Payback review show presented by WrestlingRumors.net. Sam Daley, Adam Daley, here from WrestlingRumors.net to try and give you a quick recap on WWE Payback from Baltimore, Maryland tonight. Sam, overall, what did you think real quick before we break the matches down?
I thought it was a damn good match. What did you think?
Pay-per-view?
Pay-per-view, yes.
Pay-per-view?
Whole
Match.
pay-per-view.
Whole
Pay-per-view was
whole thing.
good.
You know what? It's another one of the things where we keep saying on the free months, they always deliver. And they always seem to put together a really quality show during the free months. And this is another one where they didn't disappoint.
I love going in with low expectations because they always deliver. So I should just go in every month with low expectations because then they'll just deliver. So.
Yeah, and every time you're only setting the bar low so that it can always be right.
Exactly.
You know?
Never set it too high.
All right, so we'll start off with the pre-show. We had the Ascension actually going over the Mega Powers, the Meta Powers, the reformation of Curtis Axel and Damien Sandow. Surprised?
I'm shocked with how hot Damien Sandow has been and the push that you would think they want to give him to have them lose to the Ascension, who hasn't really done anything since they came up or even been relevant since they came up. I was shocked.
It almost seems like Sandow's back to being the pre-show tag team.
Yeah.
Fall guy again, you know. But yeah, I mean that was not my. I mean, did you get anything out of them coming out as the Mega Powers? Though, was there at least some nostalgia with Curtis Axel dressed up as Hogan?
I never thought they could hate Curtis Axel more than they did tonight. I love
Curtis Axel.
I saw his entrance and I was like, what the fuck is Hulk Hogan coming out for? And I was like, that is Curtis Axel. He's not like leathery tan enough, tan enough to be Hulk Hogan. So that's how I knew it wasn't him at first. But.
Yeah, I mean, pre-show match, though, we probably it's always expect the unexpected with the pre-show. So I guess it's interesting just to see what this means for the Ascension, if anything.
Yeah.
You know. But we started off with Sheamus.
Do you think that they're going to be in the six
I would imagine so. Yeah, they would have to be.
Thing?
You?
I would think that that's where they're leading with this.
It's
the only reason I think they're bringing them up and making them relevant again.
Yeah. So then we kicked off the real show with Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler. Sheamus going over by pinfall. Obviously, there was a huge color mark and this is something we always talk about. You know, when you go crimson and it's accidental, it really adds a lot to the match. You know, when you overdo it and people were blading, just the blade, it didn't really make sense. I think this was one where the finish felt like a strong finish.
Yeah, and the picture that I saw of Ziggler after him getting the stitches in his forehead, that was nasty.
Is this what you expected from the match?
It's what I expected. I expected pretty much Sheamus just to demolish Ziggler. I expected Sheamus to win. I was surprised it was the very first match of the show, though. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, you got to start hot, and it was a really good match to start.
It really was.
I mean, it really brought the crowd in.
It did exactly what I thought that they would do. It solidified Sheamus as a brutish heel. Solidified that completely.
Well, and the nice thing too about it is that, you know, even though Ziggler did get, brutally cut up, guys. If you can check the pictures out online if you can. I mean, Ziggler has a nice stitch mark going down his face. But I think that was actually caused by Ziggler. You know, there's always a knock on Sheamus that he's kind of rough to work with. That, I think, 100% was on Ziggler with that headbutt that he delivered. But it did add to it. You know, it made Sheamus look like that big, like you said, that big brute that he's supposed to be, that big Irish just warrior that that Celtic warrior that he's coming back to be, you know. Now we had, and I'm going to let you revel in this a little bit, we had New Day versus Kizarro. Shout out Doug McDonald. New Day versus Kizarro. We had Tyson Kidd getting the first pinfall over Kofi Kingston. Second pinfall went to Kofi beating Tyson Kidd. And then we had Xavier Woods pinning Cesaro with...
Finally bringing up the Freebird rule.
Finally, and I like that they addressed it pretty much the entire match. Xavier Woods was talking about it outside.
Yeah,
I can get in now. I can get in now. Is this what you thought? And what did you think of the match overall?
No, I thought it was a great match overall. I was marking out from the very beginning just because Natty came out in like a more simplistic attire than what she's been coming out.
You thought she was getting
I actually thought she was getting in the ring and that they were actually going to give her like the final pin to win the tag titles. And then I was kind of disappointed that she didn't. But it was a great match, and I'm glad that New Day retained.
It's fantastic.
It was fantastic. And their little bit backstage, whenever they were drinking the milk, they're like, pinkies.
No, the best part, any Chappelle Show fan out there, who are the 5 greatest rappers of all time? Who are the 5 greatest tag teams of all time? New Day, New Day, New Day, New Day, and New Day. Because they spit hot fire. No, this is when I'm, again, 2 or 3 falls match. Every one was exciting. Great spots, I think, on both sides. The chemistry between these teams is unreal. It's so electric and so, I mean, it's, if you could, take the energy from that, and there were some botch spots in that. We can't say it was completely clean all the way through, but if we could take the energy from that match and the chemistry from that match and really get it in every match, can you imagine how entertaining WWE would be right now? I mean, it was a great pay-per-view anyway, but I mean, I think right now it's they have something special with New Day and Kizara. They really do, with them two going back and forth. Now, and we're going to keep saying it, when does Natalya finally get involved?
I was hoping she's going to get involved this time.
Still going to be.
It made no sense for the great outfit she's been coming out with them to ring to just, for no reason, on a pay-per-view, come out in more simplistic gear. It just made me think that she was actually going to get in there because, she was in gear that was more prone to holding her ladies,
holding the ladies.
She usually comes out in something that it looks like she could easily pop out of, and tonight she didn't.
They almost
fell out. I thought she was
going
to get in there.
They did almost fall out at one point. No, keeping the ladies in.
The ladies.
Where do you want to see this go from here? Obviously, we got the Elimination Chamber coming up, but and do you think we're going to have obviously the 6 teams in it, and pretty much the 6 teams we predicted in the pre-show? Mm-hmm. Is New Day going to take it past the Elimination Chamber?
Ooh,
and
that's a hard one.
Okay, keep it 100 right now. Are all 3 members of New Day going to be in the Elimination Chamber pod? Or does one New Day member start? See, I don't know how they would do that, but does all of New Day compete in...
I think so, because they were arguing about it with...
Yeah.
Who was it? Brian Saxton backstage.
Brian Saxton, yeah.
Just saying, there's 3 of us. How are we all gonna fit in one pod? Blah, blah,
Let's
blah,
see.
blah.
All right.
Yeah, it'd be so funny to have them all 3 in one pod. We were already saying how cramped it would be with 2 people if all of New Day was in one.
They could just leave a microphone and a camera in there just for 10 minutes. It would be entertaining. All right, so we had Bray Wyatt versus Ryback. It was kind of it seemed like it was everybody's toss-up whatever match of the night. I think it ended up being really well.
It ended up being really good.
I thought Ryback did step up to the plate a little bit here, Sam.
I thought he did too. I thought it was really well. It was more of like an old school match.
Yes.
It had like an old school feel. It wasn't really technical. I mean, it was kind of, but it was just, like you said, a slugfest. And it was a lot better than what I actually thought it was. Ryback going to the top rope for like the first time in his career.
Almost pulling out a frog splash.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is he doing on the top rope?
He's
not
Marie.
Supposed to be there.
No, I think, listen, Ryback, it was nice to see Ryback step outside of that comfort zone a little bit tonight. Because, and I'm not going to all of a sudden jump on the Ryback train or anything like that, but it was nice to see him do other things than the normal routine of punch, kick, shell shock.
It was nice to actually have an entertaining Ryback match.
Absolutely. And obviously the finish, even though I think the finish was looked a little funny, only because maybe, if Ryback is injured, if there's legitimacy behind that. Obviously, off the exposed turnbuckle, into Sister Abigail. He's going to take that a little lighter, if his ribs or his back or anything's, messed up a little bit. But overall, for me, it exceeded expectations by far.
Definitely.
Now, does this go one more pay-per-view?
I hope not. No.
I think it has to, unfortunately. Yeah, I think so.
If he's injured, like you were just saying,
and that's an if.
Gonna go?
That's an if, which I'm sure we'll have, reports about this week. All right, Sam, your big Lana spot of the night. So we have defending United States champion John Cena defeating Rusev in the I Quit match. Lana, however, said, okay, he quits. Does it count?
I don't think it counts. He did not say the words, I quit.
He may
The words are not in Russian. I quit is not in Russian. It's not in Bulgarian. He has to say the words, I quit, in English. That's what counts. That was never said, so the match technically isn't even over yet.
Now, what did you...
to continue on Monday.
What did you think about the spot with Lana after the fact, where him and, where basically Rusev just sent her out the door and trashed his, just trashed the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another to the whole Lana and Rusev splitting.
Does it happen tomorrow?
It possibly happens tomorrow.
On the pre-show, you were dead set it's happening tomorrow.
It's probably happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I just need to know where Lana went to obedience school so I can send my dog there. Because she was, like, on command. He was like, sit. She sat. He's like, stand, hold this flag. She got up and was like, here you go. Happy, 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 joy, joy. And
listen, this is a match, too, we knew was going to go for a while. And there was a lot of good spots in this match, too. Granted, some were a little bit campy, the AA into the pyro, and obviously, I called it the motion sensor pyro.
Yeah, I thought Cena blew up Rusev for a minute. Literally, all you saw was him do that and then explosions.
Using the ropes like he did against Umaga years ago. Yeah. And obviously, he tried blowing up Orton at bragging rights in Pittsburgh.
I remember that.
In 2009. But it was, I don't know, for me, there was a lot of cool spots. I liked that it went into the crowd. Sam, was there a lot more heelish Cena going on tonight?
Oh, yeah. Cena was a definite heel. He won in a heel fashion. He won by his opponent not actually saying the words "I quit."
Yeah.
His opponent never said "I quit," and he still won. Yeah. That's winning in heel fashion.
He was ducking outside the ropes a lot. Obviously wearing all black. I look at little things like that. I didn't get a chance to catch it. Doug O'Mac did. He said that if you catch the post show, please pay attention to John Cena's interview. Apparently it's very interesting, and who's to say what this is going here or there, but I like whatever they're doing with John Cena. I do like what they're doing right now. Match-wise, though, did it supersede anything? Not the Super Cena.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was great how they went out into the crowd, and they were using all different kinds of things that they don't usually use, like the railings and like a MacBook at one point.
The MacBook was funny.
The MacBook was funny.
It was funny. I wish they would have got it from a different angle so you couldn't tell that it was off. You know
well,
what I mean?
No, they did that because Cena was pretending to play on it.
Yeah,
and held it up and was like, do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah,
okay.
The illusion would have been kept nicer, I think, if we couldn't have seen it was a blank screen. But it's one of those where how many matches that tonight did we hear a "This Is Awesome" chant? I mean,
probably
it was
almost every
damn near every match. We were getting a "This Is Awesome" chant, All right, so then it switched up to Tamina and Naomi defeating the Bella Twins. Brie Bella spent most of the time outside the ring. Tamina kind of worked on her. Naomi getting the pinfall over Nikki Bella due to a distraction on the outside. Sam?
This was more of I liked it. Simply, it wasn't a good Divas match by any sense. I saw this all over Twitter. People were saying, that wasn't that great of a Divas match. Give me NXT Divas any day. It was more of a brutal Divas match. Outside of the ring, Tamina was just completely demolishing Brie the whole time. I thought Naomi was a little bit more rough in the ring with Nikki. I mean, that's why I kind of liked it. I liked seeing that rough side of the women's division.
She looked very aggressive.
I liked the look that Tamina and Naomi had tonight. And I loved the essence of it. So, I mean, that's what really made the match to me was Tamina was just throwing Brie around like a fucking Barbie doll all over the place. But it wasn't great like the NXT matches. I get where everyone was saying, give me NXT women any day, because they're better technically.
I'll take NXT.
But, I mean, I did love the brute force that they actually brought to the main stage of the Divas.
I was going to say, because whenever the match was over, you actually were very pleased with the match.
Yeah.
And then you found out it was only a 6-minute match, and then
I went back and actually saw, and it was like only 6 minutes. I was like, oh, that's not really that much time. But I mean, the whole time it was like brutal the whole time.
So that's my point.
It had high energy the entire time.
Well, that's going to be the complaint is give Divas a chance, and then they only have a 6-minute match, right? Now, if it's 6 minutes that's worth it, and in your mind it was worth it, right? Okay, so for me, isn't that better than a 15-minute match that absolutely is sloppy, means nothing, has no direction? So for you, this 6-minute match was more important and meant more than maybe a 15-minute match that would have done, pretty much the same result, but wouldn't have had the same impact, the same feel, is pretty much what you're saying.
Basically.
Cool. I dig it. All right, so we had King Barrett versus Neville, a battle with two Brits. Obviously, we get Neville by count out here, so this was the one we knew there was going to be a funny finish somewhere. This was our funny finish match. Obviously, that way King Barrett doesn't really take the loss, even though he does take the loss. Good call, guys, on the pre-show. Sam, your thoughts?
I was really disappointed when the match ended whenever Barrett got counted out and Neville won, because I thought, that was going to be it. And then, of course, Barrett came in and took out Neville and had his little parade as king in the ring, and then Neville came back and hit the red arrow on Barrett.
Finally hitting it.
He actually broke Barrett's scepter at one point, so
I did like
Barrett
that.
has to get a new scepter now.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's going to be brought up on Monday.
I was going to say, I hope that Barrett cuts a promo about that. I hope that there's a promo.
He's going to send Neville the bill for his scepter.
Oh, please. It's anything.
It was solid gold, too.
Or bring back one of your favorite guys, David Otunga, and just have him represent him, and then he can get an attorney.
Everyone needs a good lawyer.
So to the main event, the Fatal 4, we had your WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins defending against Dean Ambrose, against Roman Reigns, against Randy Orton. We have Seth Rollins getting the pinfall via pedigree over Randy Orton. Sam, your thoughts?
That was the worst pedigree I've ever seen in my life, by the way. Just putting it out there. He hit that, and I was like, is that supposed to be a pedigree?
It's just...
That was so weak.
It's so terrible, because they're in that stuck position where they don't want to take the curb stomp away. It's going to come back as soon as these lawsuits are over, I would imagine. And it's like they're in this like interim period where they don't really want to give him a finisher, so he's just going to use the pedigree for a pay-per-view or two, and then go back to the curb stomp.
I don't give a shit. That pedigree should have been so much better.
You're just still hung up on the pedigree.
champion, and like Triple H's little lapdog, and you're telling me that Triple H never taught him how to properly give a pedigree?
You're calling him his lapdog.
I find that completely absurd.
Now, let's break the match down, though. The biggest part of the night, probably one of the most memorable, if not the most memorable part of the night, was the Shield triple power bomb, Randy Orton through the announce table. How hard did you mark out?
A little.
A little? Yeah. A lot.
Yeah, I did a lot.
A lot. It was nice. Everyone on the internet did. And I like how they played that out, too. How it looked like, like Rollins was, cornering him back in, like, yeah, put it in. And then he turned on him. Roman Reigns held his own in this. So this is one where, guys, Roman Reigns stepped his game up in this, too.
Everyone stepped their game up.
Everyone. This match, I think, was really solid. It got a little cluttered, I think, with J&J Security, with Kane.
Yeah, I felt that at first. It was a little chaotic because, once it was them all outside the ring, then it was J&J Security, then Kane came out, and there was just so many people. But once people kept getting knocked off, it flowed a lot better and it looked a lot better. Yeah, I mean, it was one where all the spots they took, and I don't know, there was really great chemistry in this match too. I did like that, and one of those little things where we always say, if you let Roman Reigns just go on the microphone and be himself and let him improvise a little bit, Roman Reigns may be better off. He actually does a good job. Yeah.
And there was a spot after they took out Seth Rollins outside the ring when he looked at Ambrose and said, whatever, loser buys beer or something like that. Like, he said, let's do this, loser buys beer. Little stuff like that, you get Roman Reigns doing that, he will win over fans. I really do think that. I mean, I don't know what you think.
I think it will too, but I mean, then that pushes the envelope too, or you were saying then people are just going to say they're pushing him as the next Rock, as having the exact same gimmick as The Rock.
No, because if you're naturally charismatic, you can't, and listen, Roman Reigns
Don't get me wrong, I'd love for them to just go ahead and do that, but I was just pointing out the fact that you were saying you don't want people to assume that they're both trying to be The Rock.
Well, no. I mean, that didn't necessarily have to do anything with The Rock. There's a lot of great improv guys. Stone Cold Steve Austin, CM Punk. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, Triple H. I mean, we could John Cena. I mean,
but
we could go down the list.
Because they're cousins, people are going to make the correlation.
They're going to make the correlation anyway. So if they're going to make that connection anyway, do what you can do to make him the most successful and the most intriguing for fans, right? And he's been at his best when he's been given basically an open microphone. Yeah, I feel. And even in matches when his little mannerisms outside the ring, stuff like that, they are starting to grow on me, guys. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's slowly but surely. Again, I'm not going to pretend like I'm jumping on a Roman Reigns bandwagon here, but slowly but surely he is growing on me. I mean, do you have the same feeling, or?
No, he's not really growing on me. He's less annoying, I guess.
Okay. Well, okay, so now, was he wearing a flak jacket or a fisherman's vest?
I don't know the difference in that.
All right, so as we always do, let's get to your spot of the night.
My spot of the night. Oh, snap. It's got to have to be the computer.
The computer spot? The Cena computer spot, really. For me, it was the triple powerbomb. I think we all wanted to see it. We knew, in the back of our minds, we all wanted to somehow, we wanted to see it, I think. So for me, that was the spot of the night for me. Match of the night. So a lot of good matches. I'm going to throw an extra one on you tonight.
Match of the night would probably have to be the main event for me.
Okay, so the Fatal 4-Way? I'm still saying New Day and Cesaro. Because when you get 2 or 3 falls and you have that kind of electricity with the crowd, with Xavier Woods on the outside.
But you can't tell me that was better than the Cena-Rusev match.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
I completely disagree.
So
the tag titles were like third on my list. Third, maybe fourth on my list.
Wow, really?
Yeah, main event, then that Rusev-Cena match was amazing. Neville and Barrett was good.
I don't even know you anymore. All right, so what is that? What letter grade this pay-per-view?
A+.
I'll give it an A-, and I'm usually rougher on that, so I'll give it an A-.
Usually rough.
Just because I felt like everything they needed to do, and it's weird because on the pre-show we talked like, man, I felt like I was going pretty heel heavy with predictions, but this seemed to be more of a heel-dominated show. This was advancing the correct storylines. I think they did everything they needed to do, and they did it properly. I mean, the way they wanted to advance the storylines made sense. Nothing felt forced. Yeah, there were some bad. I mean, there were some botched spots here and there, but at the end of the day, I'll take a couple botched spots over a terrible pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or a pay-per-view that just at the end of the day you just feel flat and you're like, man, I just wasted 3 hours. I'll take an exciting pay-per-view and a couple botched spots here and there.
Definitely.
All right. What? Any last words on the pay-per-view at all?
No, just that it was really good, and I can't actually wait to see if Lana breaks from Rusev tomorrow on Monday night.
So now you want Lana to break?
I want Lana to break. I want Paige to come back. There's so much I want to happen on Raw tomorrow night. I just can't wait.
Creative. So, WWE Creative. Here's your new Divas writer right here.
Woo!
She's got enough going on right here in the head that we can make it happen. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for watching. Big announcement for tomorrow night. If you guys always watch our Raw review show, please make sure you tune in tomorrow night. We have Dave Hero from the from the Pro Wrestling Report. Huge news for us. I mean, it's an amazingly big deal for us. It's a great honor to have him on the show with us. We're going to be talking Raw for about a good half hour or more, I would imagine, on the show, really as long as he wants to put up with us. But I can't wait to have him on tomorrow. I mean, he's a really great guy. He should make for a really great show tomorrow. Excitement?
Definitely, super excited.
I know we got to
see what he thinks of Raw tomorrow night.
Oh, it's going to be a fun show tomorrow night. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned tomorrow night for us for the post-show. Don't forget about the pre-show that we have, too, though. We'll have a pre-show starting at 6:30 before Raw tomorrow night. Same thing, Wrestling Rumors Net on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing to our page. Please make sure you're sharing our material, like our videos. Let people know that we are now on WrestlingRumors.net. And comment on our videos, guys. Let us know what you think. Agree with us, disagree with us. Give us your feedback, because we do read it. We'll go through. A lot of times we'll shoot out, we'll reply and stuff like that. So, let us know what you thought about the pay-per-view in the comment section below. Engage with us, guys, so that way we can make it a better experience for you. Looking forward to seeing talking to Dave tomorrow. Should be an exciting time. And to Will over in the UK, one more Arsenal shirt for you, buddy. This is for the Dream Team over there, and they know who I'm talking about. It's for the Desire. All right, so for WWE Payback, overall seems like a great event.
Great event, yeah.
All right, guys. So for Sam, this has been Adam. Thank you so very much. Please make sure you're checking out WrestlingRumors.net, and we will see you tomorrow.